Peace of love, everybody. What's going on? Peace of love. Wonderful day over here, and hope everybody having a wonderful day over there where they're at. Dam Yeshua, Todo Rapa. Thank you, Yahweh. Baruch, Yahweh. Thank you, Yahweh, for today. Peace and peace. Shalom, shalom, shalom to everybody else out there. So I wanted to kind of get on today and just kind of talk about things that I've been noticing throughout my entire life, honestly. But now, since I've been started doing little videos here and there, I want to just put some things together. And it's not going to be all today in one video. It's going to be over the course of time. But for my first one, I got two things I want to talk about. And on the topic of discussion is if the Bible isn't real, right? If the Bible isn't real, then why do we copy it? So my first question. If the Bible isn't real, then why do we copy it? You know what I'm saying? So, and then how can a lot of things point back to the Bible, again, if it's not real? So going on with that is first topic of discussion, again, if the Bible isn't real, then why do we copy it? And if it is, why does it point back to the Bible? Okay, so things we basically see Bible references in real life. So we can kind of sum it up like that. Bible references in real life. First one I want to talk about is the movie 300. So the movie was a retelling of a story of when the Spartans was going up against King Xerxes in the Persian War, right? The Persian army. And the Spartans had 300 other Spartans and over 7,000 of other Greeks that had band together to fight the Persians. They did not win. You've seen the movie. They did not win. So this battle was the Battle of Thermopylae, something like that. You can Google it, Thermopylae or Thermopylae. That sounds right. Thermopylae, the Battle of Thermopylae. 300 Spartans, 7,000 other Greeks. They still lose the Persian battle, right? King Xerxes. But keep in mind, these 300 Spartans were extremely strong-willed, strong men. They were experts at whatever weapons they had. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. I think it came out in 07, 08, something like that. But the Spartans were nothing to play with. These boys, you know what I'm saying? You remember this is Sparta, you know what I'm saying? You remember that, right? Then he kicked the boy down that dark hole. Whatever. I'm not going to get off the topic. But the Spartans were some strong folks. And they went through some strenuous training, man. To be a member of the 300 Spartan, you had to go through some crazy training. And not only that, you also had to have had a living son or sons to keep your name going, your bloodline going, just in case you died in battle with King Xerxes. So this is the Spartans. As I said, y'all know that these boys, they did not win. They lost. Okay, so why bring that up? You may not remember, but there's a story in Judges 6 and 8 that this movie reminded me of. And you may not remember it, but I'm going to tell you. That's why we're here. The story of Gideon. Okay? Gideon was descendant of the Israelites from the Manasseh tribe, and Manasseh tribe was often even correlated with the tribe of from the children of Joseph, And Joseph, remember the guy from sold into slavery and started doing the dreams, and he became the governor of Egypt. That guy. Okay. His brother sold him, right? Joseph, Manasseh, got it. Cool. And let's not forget, he had a dear brother Benjamin, so it comes from that. Joseph, Benjamin, Manasseh, Gideon. Okay, Joseph, Benjamin, Manasseh, Gideon. Benjamin and Joseph were brothers. Let's get that, understand that, for the same mother. Joseph and Benjamin were sons of Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob. But I want y'all to understand, Joseph, Benjamin, Manasseh, Gideon. All right. So now we get to the story of Gideon. Who was Gideon? We say that now why was this important? So at the time of Gideon, the Midianites, they were rampaging through the promised land that was given back to the children of Israel. And they were just nasty people, mean people, taking their crops, killing their crops, you know what I'm saying, trashing the place, just very mean, vicious, even savages even. They were just rude people, right? And so they wanted them gone. Obviously, the Israelites wanted them gone. They just messing up their land. And guess who was the one um, to get them out of this situation? Gideon. And Gideon was chosen by God to do this task, to eliminate the Midianites from that promised land, to get them out of there. Okay? So Gideon had more brothers, okay? But he was actually the weakest of them all. And the Lord said, no, I want you, Gideon. I'm paraphrasing through all this, but you could go read it, Judges 6 through 8. Chapters 6 through chapter 8. So yeah, so Gideon was like, I don't think I'm the man for the job, you know, like Moses did. Like a lot of us would do, like, I don't think I'm the man for the job. And God was like, nah, this is you. And then they go back and forth between if Gideon say, God, if you're real, you'll do this. And then and let me understand. And then God do it. Then he say, well, if you're really real, you do this. And God would do it. Then he finally understood that God was real. I am talking to you, Gideon. You're the one that I want. So if you look at it, it's called the fleece test that Gideon, the famous fleece test that Gideon put God through. Show me the dew in the morning, or dry on the sheep's wool. Sheep's wool be wet, or show me the dew on the fleece. You know, look into that. It's there. Not to get besides the point, but to make this story shorter, God had Gideon have up an army. And he started with 32,000 men. And God said, well, that army is too big. And he was like, whoever is afraid, you can go home. So 22,000 men was afraid. They went home. And God said, that's still too much, Gideon. And so he was like, so how can I do it again? How can I reduce the amount of people? So they went to this stream, and he said, hey, drink. And Gideon told him, hey, drink. And the men who cuffed the men who cuffed the water in their palms, they looked around for danger, being cautious of the surroundings. Those are the men that God said keep. The men who just drank savagely in the water, just their head down, stuff like that. God said, those are the ones I don't want. So all the men who cuffed the water in their hands, could you guess the number of men that were? 300. That's why I started to think about the movie 300. Because of Gideon and his 300 men. Now, it's totally opposite. These men were not as strong as the Spartans in the movie, right? These men were strong men, but they tricked the Midianites into losing their battle. They used torches, trumpets, and jars, you know, to kind of make tricks. But before they went to battle, God gave Gideon specific directions on how to use and when to walk, when to blow the trumpets, specific directions. And being obedient and being faithful, they beat the Midianites. So again, that's two different stories, but it reminded me. The first story of the Spartans, they're strong, very strong-willed folk. They lose. Strength isn't everything. And then now you got humble people, not as strong, but they use unconventional tactics to war. And they won because they were obedient to God. Still, 300. So I kind of figure out, I think we did this on purpose. We got 300 people here for Gideon, and then 300 people here for the movie 300. And I don't want to be missed to say Gideon's name was changed to Jerubbaal. So if you look into that, Jerubbaal, and Gideon's story continues, and it continues. But that's what that's what I wanted to talk about for now. The movie 300 and Gideon, his 300 from Judges 6 and 8. Peace and love. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Until next time.